Gley is in my opinion the strongest Descendant. With her skill set, she absolutely destroys bosses and void intercepts, but she can also be a little bit overwhelming to understand. So in this video, I'm going to help you understand how she works. What's up Descendants, Bob here, and today we'll be showcasing Gley. If you want to see more videos for the first Descendant, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you'd like to support me, I'm gonna leave my Nexon creator code in the video description. Alright Descendants, to start off, let's take a look at Gley's passive skill. Her passive is called Thirst, and it's Gley's mechanic. So to understand how she works, listen up because this can get very confusing. Gley does not have a shield or mana points. Instead, she has a life sphere mechanic. When she picks up these life spheres, she recovers HP and acquires power of life. As we can see on this clip, Gley's mana bar is grayed out, but she has a red bar underneath it. That's the power of life bar. Every life sphere that we pick up will be stored here for us to use with Gley. Life sphere has a 30% chance to drop on every enemy kill, and these recover 4% of our maximum health on pickup, and these have a lifespan of 8 seconds. And lastly, Gley receives a 4% damage reduction when she is in a non-frenzied state, which segues into Gley's first ability. Now for her first ability we have Frenzied, and Gley can alternate between two different states, Frenzied and non-frenzied, and with this skill we activate Frenzied. When Gley is on a frenzied state, she gains 25% firearm and explosive attack power. She also gains 51 firearm penetration, but as a penalty, she receives 50% less HP from heals and loses 10% of her maximum HP. This ability itself turns Gley into a glass cannon, so when you use it you gotta be a little bit more cautious than usual, but an extremely strong ability even with its downsides. Now here's where things start to get a little bit more tricky. But just remember that Gley has her frenzied and non-frenzied state, and with both states we have advantages and disadvantages for the next three skills. For Gley's second ability we have Life Siphon. At base, Life Siphon damages the enemies in a 6-meter radius, dealing her skill power times 317.5%, and life steals 5% of her maximum HP per every enemy hit, meaning that if she hits 5 enemies, she recovers 25% of her maximum health. Now when she's frenzied, she will deal an additional 453.3% more damage, and per every 10% of her health missing, she will do an additional 10% more damage. But when Gley is non-frenzied, she will receive a 2% damage reduction per enemy hit for 10 seconds, up to 10 enemies hit, which means that she can gain up to 20% damage reduction if she hits 10 enemies with her skill. Now for the third ability we have Increased Sensory, and this ability changes depending on Gley's state. When she's frenzied, she gains unlimited ammo for 5 seconds, but in exchange her running speed, sprint speed, and movement speed while aiming are reduced by 50%. Increased Sensory in frenzied state is amazing in void intercepts, because she can switch to her heavy weapon to unload a massive amount of damage to the boss in a very short period of time. Now on its non-frenzied state, Increased Sensory is also pretty good to get you out of trouble, because it increases your running speed, sprint speed, and movement speed while aiming by 30%, and additionally, it increases life speed drop chance by 60%. And lastly, it also increases Gley's health recovery by 8%. And all of these buffs last for 10 seconds. If you feel like you're about to die, pop Increased Sensory in non-frenzied state and chances are that you won't die when you should've. And lastly, for Gley's fourth ability we have Massacre. And with this ability, Gley switches to her Massacre weapon. Massacre is influenced by your currently equipped weapon's attack speed and attack power. And in my personal experience I found this weapon to be more powerful with shotguns or snipers. Now when Gley is frenzied, she gains an additional 64.7% damage increase. And per every 10% of her health missing, she gains an additional 10% damage increase. And lastly, when Gley is non-frenzied, she will stun the enemies for 2.7 seconds. Personally, I think that Gley was the strongest Descendant in the final test, and I don't see Nexon doing many changes to her skill set by release. So we can assume that she will still be crazy strong for void intercepts. And for farming them, there is no better option than Gley. But those are my thoughts on Gley. What do you think of her? Let me know in the comment section below. And that's all for Gley's breakdown. I hope this was informative and you can better understand how she works now that we broke down her abilities one by one. And if you found this breakdown useful, please leave a like, it really helps out. Now let's take a look at Gley's gameplay.
Anyone think why?
Nothing comes to mind. My only guess is that this place is somehow connected to the Ironheart. I'll know once I have Descendant. Unfortunately, none of the Ancestors' data remains in this terminal. I will check the other terminals, but it seems the Vulgus were successful with their extraction.
That can't be right. If it were possible to fully extract the data, then the Magisters would have already done it.
Until recently, it would have been impossible for the Vulgus as well. However, if they have someone on their side who is very familiar with the Ironheart, then it will have been achievable. By applying algorithms from
Descendant, did you come here looking for me? Or did you come to witness the superior technology of Vulgus? I am Gley, commander of the invading Vulgus forces. It is a shame that I am unable to face you directly.
Reloading. I will. Reloading.
This terminal also does not contain the Ancestors' data. However, Descendant, I sense the...
That's all for this video. If it was entertaining or useful, please leave a like, it really helps out. And if you want to see more videos for the first Descendant, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching and I'll see you on the next one. Later.